and welcome. This is Wounded Healer Tarot, and my name is James. Today, I'm going to be using an oracle deck that I haven't used. I don't think I've even ever used it on this channel, honestly. It's the Angelarium Oracle of Emanations. So I'm going to get 2 cards from this deck to see what angel energy you are currently embodying. And I'm going to do my usual 9-card tarot spread, and then I'm going to clarify with a different deck. A different tarot deck, rather. Alright. Let's see. What angel energy is the collective currently embodying? Interesting. At the bottom of the deck here, we have, I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I'm just going to read the descriptive words underneath it, which is null-emptiness. Oh yeah, that's not going there because that's at the bottom of the deck. Huh. And then under that, we have the Angel of Dreams. Alright, focus, thank you. And then under that, we have the Crown, Spirituality. Interesting. Alright, let's see. Now from that, I feel like there's really gonna be like emphasis on your dreams. What happens in your dreams. There may be a lot of messages that you'll be getting through your dreams here. And then with the Crown / spirituality, right, I feel like there may be some sort of like activation of your crown chakra through the dream state, whereas maybe like beforehand that may have been like an area of your life that or just that may be something that you are not exactly connected to, which kind of like left a sort of hole, in a sense. Alright, so here for your first card for the angel energy that you, the collective, are currently embodying, we have Uriel, Angel of Flame. Alright, let's see. This would be a lot easier if they had numbers. Alright, Uriel, Angel of Flame. Wild and unwieldy. Restraint is unthinkable. Uriel cannot be bound. The flames peel back the dark like silken fabric. The heat licks the edge of your awareness, and as you turn to meet it, you are consumed. The rhythms of heat and passion and flesh will fill your mind. Or, well, rather, the rhythms of heat and passion and flesh fill your mind. Woo. It comes over you like a wave, pressing your consciousness into your body. You can no longer think, you can only feel. Sensations tremble through your being. Uriel knows nothing but yearning. Look into the balefire of Uriel, and it will expose your heart and leave you writhing in desire. Interesting. I feel like this could possibly be something that goes on like within your dream state, because at the end, or well, rather not at the end, but at a certain point, it said, you can. It comes over you like a wave, pressing your consciousness into your body. You can no longer think, you can only feel. Sensations tremble through your being. I feel like that is sort of connected to that, like, dream energy, in a sense. That, like, connecting with your crown chakra there, or rather activating your crown chakra. But also, you can definitely, I feel like, fire energy is going to be very significant for you in general. I feel like, there's going to be a lot here about passion. How it says at the end, look into the balefire of Uriel, and it will expose your heart and leave you writhing in desire. Right? I feel like, there's just, whether it's passion in the sense of physicality, like a passion towards another individual, some sort of like sexual desire, or just like, oh no, not or, that's what this card specifically speaks to, with the rhythms of heat and passion and flesh fill your mind. So this could very well be speaking to, maybe you've been dreaming of an individual. There may be a particular person that you are having like these thoughts, these dreams about. Now next up we have Remiel, Angel of Visions. Okay. Alright, we're gonna focus. Come on. Alright. Alright, Remiel, Angel of Visions. The shepherd of good graces, a shining light in the distance, beckoning us forward into the future. The green pastures beyond the next hill are hard to see. Remiel assures us that things will get better. It whispers, something is coming, and it is beautiful. That's exciting. Keep pushing toward the horizon, toward the setting sun. As the light fades, you feel as if someone is watching you. Far in the distance, you see a lone figure walking, a dove on its shoulder. You stop for a moment to marvel at this vision. When you move again, it is gone. You hear a flutter of feathers as the dove lands gracefully on your shoulder. So for one thing, alright, I want to say that doves will, or rather do, hold some significance for you at this time. So like if you see a dove, that could represent a sign, right? And then, how it speaks of Remiel being the shepherd of good graces, a shining light in the distance, beckoning us forward into the future. I feel like, for some people, you could be that, right? I feel like, you could be that shining light in the distance, right? You can really help people to be comfortable in the unknown. You can help comfort people and, let them know that things will get better. Alright. Now for the tarot portion. And it's really interesting actually, because I just realized, again, this is a tarot deck that I don't believe I've ever used on this channel, and it's called the Mystical Dream Tarot. So for those cards that came out at the bottom of the deck, one of them having to do with dreams, I definitely feel like dreams will be significant for you. Alright, let's see. What does the collective need to know? at this time. Ooh. This isn't going into the spread, but the Queen of Cups just popped out while I was shuffling. So, either the Queen of Cups could represent somebody, somebody that you're very passionate about, somebody that, by the looks of it, also holds feelings for you. Alright. One. Ooh. Two of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and the Magician. Alright. So, Two of Pentacles. Come on. Are we going to focus? Jesus. The Eight of Wands. And the Magician. Huh. I feel like, there's going to be communication here that is going to bring a balance to a situation. And it's like, once you and this individual have this, this conversation, once you have this back and forth with these messages, right, you're going to realize that you can have this, right, this connection is possible for you, for the both of you, and it could even be once you guys have that conversation, right, that back and forth communication, it's it kind of fills you with energy in the sense that you feel like you could do anything, right? You have the realization that you have everything required to either do whatever it is you like, in the sense of maybe career or something like that, or it could be when it comes to this connection, right, it's nothing can really stop you. At this point, you guys, it's sort of like a power couple in a sense. Once you clear everything up, everything is set in stone, you kind of have that feeling that with this person you can do anything. Together you two are capable of whatever you desire. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright, so at the bottom of the deck, what? Okay, hold on. Alright, so there's going to be quite a lot here at the bottom of the deck. That is perfectly fine, because it all ties in. Now, first here, we have the Lovers. Alright, autofocus, why are you playing games? Alright, whatever. We have the Lovers, the Emperor, and the Three of Swords. as well as the Ace of Cups. Okay, so with that, right, I want to say that there was definitely like a really strong connection here. And I feel like, somebody was already, I get the vibe that somebody was already in a relationship when you two met, when you two started connecting and were getting to know each other. So I definitely get the vibe that this didn't happen. Like, you guys getting to know each other was just a purely like friendship type of thing. Like, you weren't getting to know each other because of an attraction or whatever. You two were just getting to know each other because, maybe you worked together. Maybe, you met in a group of friends. Maybe it's just, a chance meeting somebody that you met. You were like, oh, maybe it's somebody you were curious about getting to know because you feel like you had things in common, right? Maybe some significant things in common. But with the Three of Swords here, I get that you're breaking away from somebody or something so that you can have this connection, so that you can make this offer towards this individual. Because also, I'm going to say this now, the Empress came out in the tarot spread itself. So for the Emperor and the Lovers with the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, there is definitely significance in a particular connection. Now, the other cards at the bottom of the deck here are the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Two of Pentacles is back, and then we have the Eight of Wands again as well. Even more curious. There's a lot of blue in this deck, a lot of water, so I definitely get the vibe of like some really deep emotions, a really deep connection. Now here with the Ten of Swords to the Eight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, I feel like this speaks to a sort of like, how would I put this here? Let's see. Because, with the Eight of Wands at the end here, I feel like there is something that you yourself need to reach. Like, there's a certain point in your journey, a certain, something about, I feel like you need to find a balance within the self. And once you find that balance within the self, you'll be able to take action. You'll be able to then open up a conversation, open up dialogue between you and this individual. Now, as far as like the Ten of Swords, I feel like it's really here to remind you that even though you're doing all of this like mental work, your body still holds on tightly to pain, trauma, and sorrow that you experience through your life. And that's something that not a lot of people really look at or even think about when it comes to doing the inner work, dealing with emotions, is that emotions also impact the body, the physical self. So that with the Eight of Cups, right, I feel like you first need to, or rather maybe not first, but you need to keep that in mind as you go through this deep dive within yourself, right? This deep dive into really better understanding you. You also need to take care of your physical self and, stay conscious of the physical ramifications of this venture. And it's like once you come out the other end of that, you will have this balance here within your life. And that will open up. And it's interesting how, like, in this card here, right, you see, like, in the middle, it looks like there's, like, an opening of a portal. And then further down at the bottom, connected or tied up with some sort of string, is, like, it looks like a mummy in a coffin. So I feel like, you know, there's gonna be a, like, I want to say at that, there's going to be a sort of, I mean, that could represent, like, maybe like an ego death, but I also feel like that just, it's like all the work that you did to get here, it's brought you to the end of a particular cycle, and you're starting something new. Alright, so, to start out the actual tarot spread itself, we have the Wise Fox, aka the Death card. And then we have the Innocent, aka the Fool. Alright, we can focus, thank you. And then we have the Hanged Man. Yeah, I mean, it's literally like I was just saying, you know. You've gone through some sort of transformation here with the Death card, which is allowing you to, you know, have the confidence to take this leap towards making a sort of sacrifice of sorts. You know, this transformation you've gone through, it's really opened your mind up to where, you know, you have the understanding that in order to go towards this individual, you're going to need to like, you're gonna have to make some sort of sacrifice. You're gonna have to, you know, take a risk and make a sacrifice here. Now we have what I believe to be the World card. In this deck it's called Serpentia Sol. S-O-L, not S-O-U-L. And then we have the Lord of Wands, aka the King of Wands. And then we have the Dream Carrier, aka the Empress. Come on. What are we doing here? Alright. The Empress. Yeah, it's like I said before, right? You're having this courage, right? There's, with the Death card, and then now we have the World, there's definitely the ending to a particular cycle in your life, and now you are starting anew. And that's putting you in this King of Wands energy here, where you have this courage, this confidence to move forward as your most authentic self in, like, this really unique energy. You know, you're really not afraid to express yourself. And with the Empress, I feel like this is really speaking to, you know, the nurturing of self, how well you've been taking care of yourself, pouring it back into yourself, right? I feel like, you know, this is a very selfish chapter for you in your life where you're going to really need to focus a lot on the self. Alright, now lastly we have the Nine of Wands. Alright, come on. There we go, the Nine of Wands. The Seven of Wands. And lastly, we have the Divine Tower, aka the Tower. Yeah, you see, I get the vibe that this connection could definitely be some sort of like triggering for you as you're moving through all of this intense energy here. And that's a part of what really is, you know, getting you to the end of that cycle. I feel like this is really, like, this connection is something that has you really determined. And like with the Seven of Wands, it's really like you're no longer putting your defenses up, right? I feel like those walls are coming down now as you have the epiphany that this Tower energy is bringing, right? And I feel like the Tower is sort of like the perfect ending to all of this, in a sense. Alright, now lastly, to further clarify everything, I'm going to be clarifying with the Vice Versa Tarot. My allergies have been out of whack today and my nose has been running like crazy. Alright, so let's clarify the Death card. Sorry about that, everybody. My battery died yet again. But yeah, so I was about to clarify the tarot spread here. Alright, so to further clarify the Death card here, we have the Fool. Yeah, you know, I feel like you really embraced this change. I feel like you were very open to everything you needed to do. You know, all of the changes that came with this transformation, like, I feel like you were just very open-minded. You know, you were very open to learning, open to understanding everything. And I feel like that's sort of, in a sense, like what made this, I'm not going to say it was easy, but it's a part of what made it go so timely or so smoothly, in a sense. Now, to further clarify the Fool, we have the Two of Pentacles. Is this gonna focus, or is that focused? Alright. Here you see, I feel like this is really like your openness is what helped to bring balance to this situation. To further clarify the Hanged Man, here we have the Devil. Yeah, you know, I feel like you really, what you let go of and what you sacrificed were these really like toxic people, toxic connections of any kind. Like how I said earlier with the cards at the bottom of the deck, you know, I feel like you were with somebody at the time that you met this person, you were getting to know them, and I feel like that person that you were originally with was toxic. You know, what you had together was a toxic situation. And it took this person coming along for you to realize that, realize that connection for what it was. Now we have the world. To further clarify the world here, we have the Seven of Wands. This to me speaks to, like, how I was saying before within the spread, having the Seven of Wands, it's like you're taking the walls that you've built around yourself down. And you're really, like, again, you're just being really open-minded. You're staying very open to the possibilities in this situation. Ooh. Because I feel like, taking down those walls is what made this change possible. Now, to further clarify, the Lord of Wands, aka the King of Wands, we have the... Interesting. We have the King of Wands in the reverse. Or rather, the shadow side of the King of Wands. I feel like, that's where you were coming from, right? This is like the you before and the you now, okay? I feel like, you may have out of insecurity, probably caused by the connection you were already in. You might have been operating out of a place of ego as opposed to a place of, like, genuine confidence and courage. I'm sorry about the dogs. My stepmom and stepsister just pulled into the driveway. Whenever the dogs see them, they lose their minds. Alright, now to further clarify the Empress here, you have the shadow side of the Four of Pentacles. What is... Alright, my camera froze. Hold on. Alright. Yeah, see, we have the shadow side of the Four of Pentacles. This thing keeps freezing. I don't know what's going on. Everything's a mess right now. I'm just gonna go take a nap in four-way traffic. Alright. Whatever. Alright, so here we have the shadow side of the Four of Pentacles. Alright, I have a phone call. Please excuse me. This is bullshit. Hello? Yes. Yep. I mean, my doctor's appointment didn't last 2 hours. It was fine. It was just a checkup. I was supposed to have blood work done to get the vitamin D levels checked, but I didn't have that done, so I still went anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, we had like fucking 8 of them and they were all gone this morning when I got up. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm trying to record something right now, so yeah, I'll be down in a little bit. Fucking people. Everything is getting in the way of getting this video out. First it was my battery dying and then putting in the new battery. Apparently I didn't charge that either, even though I specifically remember charging it last night. But whatever, that was dead, so then I had to wait about a half hour for one of the batteries to charge. And then as soon as I start this, like a few minutes later, the dogs start going off, people are here. Now people want to call me and talk. It's like, fucking shit, I'm done. Alright, but now, with the shadow side of the Four of Pentacles, to further clarify the Empress here, you know, I definitely get the vibe that is talking about, you know, in a sense, like, I feel like you were holding back a lot previously before you hit this Empress energy. You know, I felt like you were coming from a place of lack. Alright, now to further clarify the 9 of Wands here, if I could get that in there. We have the 3 of Pentacles. Right, yeah, that's the shadow side of the 3 of Pentacles. Excuse me. So for the shadow side of the 3 of Pentacles, clarifying the 9 of Wands, you know, I get that you're just way too used to doing things on your own when, you know, there's supposed to be teamwork, there's supposed to be other people, chipping it. And like this 9 of Wands is sort of you just being in that energy of, you know, having to protect yourself because, you know, people don't generally stick to their word. Like that's the kind of energy that you're used to from people. You're not used to, you know, being around reliable people. You're used to being in a place of, you know, feeling like you have to do everything yourself for whatever reason that might be. Right, now to further clarify the 7 of Wands, we have the 6 of Pentacles. So yeah, you know, it's like you let down your walls for this person, you know, to let them in because they showed you, you know, that you two are equal. You know, there's reciprocity with this individual and, you know, that equal give and take. It took you a little time to get used to it. It took you, you know, a minute to really feel safe, like that was real, like that person was being genuine in their actions and their words and all that. But, you know, I feel like that ultimately is what caused you to feel safe enough to, you know, start taking those walls down. And lastly, to further clarify the Tower here, we have the Page of Cups. Yeah, you see, I feel like, it took this romantic offer. I feel like this individual, either this individual or you, are going to be coming forward with with an offer of love, of course. But with it being a page, right? It's, there's going to be this communication, right? And it's going to be about, moving forward in love with another individual, no matter whose side it comes from. And if it comes from them, right, it may be seemingly small. It may not be exactly what you want it to be, but it's something that you're going to want to grab up, because this is quite the opportunity. I feel like you and this individual really, I feel like you and this individual really have a good bond, a good connection, something that can really last. To have that equal give and take, that reciprocity from the beginning, that is very rare. Alright, so that is the message that I have for you today. And I do hope that it serves you well. Be gentle with yourselves. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.